Well, hello there. I'm so excited you decided to stop by and watch this really quick little video that your consultant or I asked you to watch real quickly about the Mary Kay opportunity. I know that you have an appointment with your consultant or with me, and we've just asked you to watch this video before coming just to kind of prepare you a little bit for what you're going to experience, and so that we can expose you to the Mary Kay culture, as we call it, what we do in Mary Kay. So you're going to have an appointment. Let me tell you a little bit about what that looks like. You will experience Mary Kay, and we have an expansive line of skincare and color cosmetics, and we are #1 in the United States in skincare and color cosmetics and sales. And so we have a very trendy line, a very on-target line, things that are up and coming. We can always trust your Mary Kay consultant to know the best and the latest and the greatest. So at your appointment, whether it's shared with friends or it's by yourself or it's at an event, wherever you're going today, a couple things will happen. You're going to wash your face, cleanse with a really great product, because we have to cleanse before we put more product on, and then you're going to play with product. It may be color, it may be some skincare, it may be a little bit of both, but it probably won't be everything. And so before you become disappointed that, oh my gosh, I wanted to try this and we didn't do that, know that we have enough time on our schedules to schedule another visit. But if we were to try everything, you would be with us a very long time in Mary Kay. So we're going to expose you to a wonderful product line that has 80% loyalty. So 8 out of 10 women who try our product stick with us, and it's because of the personalized customer service that we deliver, and on top of really great products and the no pressure to buy. So you're going to try before you buy. So there's a little bit of information about what you're going to do with your Mary Kay beauty consultant today. Now, for listening to this video, your consultant or me, we have a gift for you, just to thank you for stopping by and listening to this really quick little video. So, to enter and to qualify you, which your consultant may be in some contest purposes, and so she may need you qualified for that, is just to answer 4 simple questions at the very end. 4 simple questions, and then we'll give you a password. And the password is just something you just say when you go in the doors. Here's the password, so you get your free gift when you get to the appointment. I'm in my pink Cadillac, and this is one of the prizes that we get in Mary Kay. I've been driving pink Cadillacs for 10 years. The heated steering wheel. It's been snowing this week in Liberty, Missouri, and I've got my sunroof open. We've had a little bit of sun today, and I'm trying to take in as much of that as possible. But another exciting thing is today I'm picking up a black BMW, courtesy of Mary Kay. Yes, a brand new program, Elite Fleet, as we call it, that's being added to our career car program in Mary Kay. And as much as I have loved my pink Cadillacs, I'm very honored and very excited to be one of the first ones to drive the black BMW with Mary Kay. So that's going to be happening today, and we're a company of lots and lots of prizes. So now you want to know who I am? My name is Roxy, and I've been with Mary Kay for 24 years. I've been driving free cars for 23 of those 24 years, and I'm going to give you just a little bit of my story and who I am in Mary Kay and how this all came about. So I'm going to give you what I call my why story, and then we're going to move into a little bit about the basics of Mary Kay and how it works, and then we'll get to those questions that I'm going to ask you to answer real quickly. So, 24 years ago, I was a stay-at-home mom with a 1- and 3-year-old. Now, prior to that, I worked in personal administration at a major bank chain in Lubbock, Texas. I was born and raised a Texan, and I've landed in Missouri. But I was looking for extra money. I was not on the product, nope, and I had tried it once, but I wasn't an active user of any of the Mary Kay products. I simply fell in love with the very simple and brilliant plan of Mary Kay on how you can make some extra money. And for me at that time, with a 1- and 3-year-old and wanting to stay home, we were dual income before that, and we were kind of used to a lifestyle of 2 incomes, and then we went to 1. So we could just use some extra money, and that's really why I stumbled across Mary Kay. And of course, once I started selling it and I started using it, people started stopping me and saying, "What are you using? Your skin looks great." So I knew it was a great product to have, and I knew it felt really good, but to know it looks good, that was kind of nice too. So I stumbled across it, and I began my journey with Mary Kay, working about 12 hours a week at home. Now, one of the things that I found is that we were on target for our first car our first year, and that was a lot of fun. So a little bit of money was turning into a little bit more money, especially when you think about the cost of a car. Dave Ramsey says that average American spends $475 a month on a car payment. Now, I know that that's the average. The best of the best, the worst of the worst, and they kind of throw it all in there together. Some people own their own cars outright, but that's about how much you have to budget and or how much you have to pay in a payment to have a car. And so you talk about that savings, and then the company pays about 80% of my insurance. Okay, so the average person, according to Dave Ramsey, pays about $1,800 a year for insurance. So that's another savings for me. And the company pays tax, title, license, they register it, they tag it, they do everything for me. I basically pick it up, sign my name in 2 places, and they hand me the keys, and it has about 3 miles on it. So I've had 13 free cars in Mary Kay. And so if you're a math person, do the math on that of 23 years of not having to pay for tires or add brakes or replace a catalytic converter or compressor. I don't know what any of those are because I've never really had to deal with them. So I have a brand new car and it's under warranty and I drive it for 2 years. So that tells you a little bit about that part of my life. But so I was on target and I was going to earn that very first free car, and my husband came home and he said, they're closing my plant where I work. And so they were closing his business and he was being laid off. And my first reaction was, wow, maybe I should go back to work. Because I really wasn't looking at Mary Kay as a real job yet. I was going to do this until my daughter started school, and then I would go back and get that real job. And so my first reaction is maybe I should go get a job. And his reaction was, no, you keep doing what you're doing. You're winning a free car, and I will replace this. Well, he did replace it in Kansas City. And so we had never lived outside the state of Texas. I had never really lived, except for going to college, outside our hometown. So we are up and moving. Now, I will tell you, I'm an adventure person. I'm a risk taker, and I love new things. And I was so excited about this move. I mean, even though I was a car driver with Mary Kay, I was so excited. I wasn't prepared for what a move was for a young mother with young children. And the first year was very difficult. Not difficult on the Mary Kay side necessarily, but difficult for me emotionally. I missed my family. I missed my friends. I was used to going to Walmart or Target or to the mall and running into lots of people I knew and being in a church home that people knew you because you'd gone there for so long. That wasn't the case. I was brand new to town. But I will tell you the skills I learned in Mary Kay. Number one, I moved into the community and I instantly found my meetings and my support group there with the Mary Kay community. You can find no other better friends in this world, I'm convinced of, other than the Mary Kay world. We take care of each other. We support each other. We have a go-give spirit that people honestly and truly want to help you build a business. And those skills I learned helped me navigate through that very lonely and very difficult year. And then what I also learned is since there's no territories in Mary Kay, I could meet people. It really wasn't that hard. I just had to tell them I was running an in-home business and I was with Mary Kay Cosmetics. And I slowly, one by one, started to pick up customers and newer team members. And so what I learned was I just had to open my mouth and talk about it. And the more I did that and the more I was out to serve others, the less lonely I got. And so that was a really good thing. Now, fast forward, my daughter is in her last year of preschool, starting to look at going to kindergarten, and I was thinking to myself, this was when I was going to go back and get a real job and use my degree that I got. And I started comparing the money I was making and the free car and the things that I had learned to enjoy, and that was being my son's room mom and being in the schools and taking him to school and picking him up from school and just being in home. And in Mary Kay, it's not that we don't work. We do, but we have flexible hours and flexible schedules. I'm very non-traditional. A couple of nights a week I'm out, not every night. And then I would work during nap time and during preschool time and during kindergarten time. That's when I would work my business, and then I would be able to go pick my children up from school and do those things. So I was already so loving that lifestyle that I decided to go full-time with Mary Kay. I didn't really want to go back and get a real job. This was real enough. And so I stepped into management with Mary Kay. Now we made another move, not near so traumatic, in that I knew what I was expecting and I knew what we were going to do. So we moved to Liberty, Missouri, and really not as far as the first move, but it was still a new community with no new customers and not knowing anyone. And so the whole thing kind of started over, but we love our little community of Liberty and have stayed here. I'm going to fast forward you through several years. One of the things I've learned with children is they get more expensive at the older they get. And for those of you who have teenagers, boy, you know that expense that can come. So this is what I will tell you is that ballet lessons and ballet costumes and soccer uniforms and musical instruments and the things that they do in school cost money. And every time we came into a point where, gosh, we really needed a little bit more money, I could go and make it. I could become more efficient and more effective at what I do. Now, when I worked corporate, I don't know about your corporate job, but when I worked corporate, I couldn't just march into my supervisor's office and say, well, we have been told by the orthodontist that both our children need to be in braces at the same time, and I need another $350 a month to cover that. corporate America doesn't work that way. They either have a position or they create a position if available for you to move up into. And so I knew with my Mary Kay, as long as I worked more efficiently and more effectively, that I could make more money. So that's what I chose to do. So, so during their growing up years, that's what we did. And then when my son was in junior high, he's my oldest, my husband and I looked at each other one day and said, oh, college is coming and we haven't done anything. We're a little nervous. And so we began to look at what it was going to look like to put our children through college. Well, my dream was to be able to put them through college and be able to pay for it so that they graduated debt-free. Well, fast forward, that all happened. Our children are now, they're married, they're mortgaged, we have a grandchild, and I kind of wondered, what's that going to look like now? What is that going to look like now? Because they've always been my why. Well, my father became very, very ill, and my parents, none of my siblings live around my parents. We were all very independent people, and we all moved away, and I was the only sibling that could go in and help care for my dad during those last 18 months of his life. Wouldn't trade it for the world. I could be flexible. I can work on the road. I could work from the hospital lobby. The hospital staff knew me. They had a place for me to come to, and I knew that my mother needed my help, and she needed additional listening ears when she'd go to the doctor. And it was a very emotional time for me, but a time I wouldn't trade because I had the flexibility to do that. So wouldn't trade that for the world. So that, my why was still my family. And my why is become a standard of giving and not necessarily a standard of living. Because money doesn't buy happiness, but it does buy choices. And there's choices that I can make now, Mary Kay, because of the hard work I've put in, will always be there. And so now my why is retirement and travel. My husband and I love to travel. And so let me tell you just a little bit, real quickly, if I can get this in. We sell product. Okay, we sell cosmetics, and we make 50% of what we sell. So there it is, right out there. We have something called a snowball effect. So people run out of product, and you're getting these other new customers, and these are running out of product, so they're starting to order, and it goes on and on and on. So we have a snowball effect when it comes to reorders. And like I said earlier, 80% of the women stay loyal to our product. And so good customer service will bring you lots of customers. So we do that. Then we team build, and you get a commission from the company based upon how much they are ordering from the company. So that becomes a really neat thing with Mary Kay, is that you're building a team of women you want to work with and you like to work with, and you're getting a commission plus bonuses. Now, that's the only way to free cars, sell and build your team. But pretty easy to do, and it's something that we train on. You become a very trainable person. If you'll just attend everything and go to all the training, we teach you everything you need to know to make this business work. So I mentioned there's no quotas, there's no territories. We have the Go Give Spirit, God first, family second, your career third. I think you can hear that in my story, that in that order everything works, but out of order sometimes it doesn't work so well. And a 90% buyback guarantee. If you come into Mary Kay and it's not your deal, you can get a refund. And that 90% is there, and it is, I've seen women take it because this maybe wasn't their cup of tea for some reason that sometimes I don't get, but they do. So that in a nutshell is how we work in Mary Kay. Now, a couple of questions for you. And answers, you can text me or you can email me. My email is mkroxy1@gmail.com. So mkroxy1@gmail.com, or you can text me at 816-665-2000. And these are the questions I want you to answer. Number one, what surprised you today? What really surprised you? And number two, what questions would you have? What questions? Number three, I know, crazy, this is something you decided to do. What would be your why? Why would you really want to do it? What is the reason that you would do it? And number four, tell me about you. What was like the neatest, craziest, funnest award you got in high school or maybe college? I'd just like to know a little bit about you. And then the other thing is, we love to know on a scale of 1 to 10 kind of where you are. 10 means sign me up. I want to do this. We got a signing bonus for you if you want to do that. Or 1, cut off my big toe, would never want to be a beauty consultant. I just want to buy the product. The only number we ask you not to do is the 5. We don't know what to do with the 5. It's halfway in the middle. We don't know what to do with it. So let's don't do that. So just give us a number, 1 to 10. And the password today is courage. Thank you for having the courage to listen to this, and I hope that you find courage in whatever you're doing. Thank you so much for joining us.